All right, guys, welcome back. It's been a minute. I've been busy. Had an event last night and a lot going on this past week, so I haven't been able to make many videos. But I was going to kind of bring you along and show you some changes that we made here at the Kayak Shack. As you can tell, guys, look over here. Look at this. Look at what I have. I've got room. Now, I'm still a little cluttered, but all in all, it's much better than it's been. I finally got my trailer that I can keep all my stuff when I go to events. I can keep all that stuff in there. And so all of the stuff that I had piled up, the generator and all that, is no longer in the shack. So stick around for a few minutes and I'm going to kind of show you some other things that I've changed. All right, guys, as you can see, the workspace has changed significantly. I had to try to figure out how to rearrange everything and maximize the use of my space without getting rid of anything. I will say this, my limit is 3 machines. I am not adding a 4th. I'm not in this building. I am not. I refuse. So until something better comes along, this guy's going to be here. I've still got my 20 watt in here, and right now I've got the 10 watt ComGrow in here. So that's all 3 enclosures. If you notice here, I think you can see it from there, I've got the same air assist set up on this machine as I do on my primary enclosure using shop air. That way I can turn the air up in here as high as I want to. Still haven't landed on a nozzle yet. Tried one the other day, couldn't get it to work. It may have been me, but it just seemed like it had a lot of slack in it, so I didn't like the fit, and I didn't like the way it was working. So, but I do got some other stuff that we're going to be doing this week, and I don't know if you can see it right there or not. Hang on, let me turn the camera around here. Some of you guys are gonna like this. I got an email last week and they had a machine they wanted me to try out, and believe it or not, it's actually one that I have been wanting to try out. So sometime in the next day or two, I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to put it together, get everything functioning, but they have sent me an O'Toole LaserMaster 3. I've got this really interesting, because I didn't know what this was. It says it's a laser engraving platform, but it's actually like a blade type honeycomb. Gonna be trying to put that together, and they've also sent me an air assist pump to go with the O'Toole. So gonna try to find out whether or not the ComGrow is gonna have any competition. There's several features about the ComGrow that's earned it the spot in the secondary enclosure, and I'm not sure if this machine can beat it, but we'll find out once I can get it put together and play with it a little bit. But for now, this is going to wait because I have been in here working all day. I've had to add a couple of plugs to this wall over here to try to eliminate some of the extension cords, because I had never run a plug over for the sawdust extraction. So I've got a plug over there that runs my sawdust extraction and my planer on a breaker in the box. And I've also had to add another circuit over here because of the added power consumption of the pump as well as the Monport. I just didn't feel comfortable running that circuit the way it was set up. So I went ahead today and done me some wiring and have run 2 more plugs underneath the table to run my battery backup, these machines over here, and the Monport. And then I've taken the refrigerator and some of the other peripherals, such as the vacuum and stuff, and put that back on the old circuit. So hopefully I've got plenty of circuits, won't have any problems with, power if I'm running all 3 lasers at the same time, which occasionally does happen. I have found, now that I've got the Monport moved over here, I've got it to where I can cut clear acrylic really, really well. I just need that air assist nozzle. For right now, I've just got some zip ties holding my air tube, blowing on the work surface. It's working, but I can't wait to get the air assist hooked up on this thing so that I can see a little more about how it's going to cut with the air assist. So let me walk you over here. I'm just going to show you kind of the way things are laid out, guys. All right, I'm going to try not to get too shaky with this camera, guys, but there's the Monport. There's the air assist set up for it. You can see the tractor supply bucket down there suspended. That's full of my water with the antifreeze in it. And there's the air assist for the other machine. Then that's my switch for my vacuum table. And of course, everything down through here really hasn't changed any. And I still have my workspace right here, which is where I do my stove covers. But if you look back in the shop, guys, hey, look, there's a tripod. If you look back in the shop, I've got a lot more room now. So really, really glad I finally got around to getting that done. And I've got my handy little toolbox out, which has all my laser tools in it. And I'm going to spend some time tonight getting that thing together and make sure that everything works. All right, guys, I know a lot of you are thinking that maybe I have a bit of a tool addiction, and I am a self-admitted tool addict. I do have a bit of a tool addiction. However, these lasers that you see hanging on the wall, right now my 10-watt X tool is over here covered up on the wall. And then I've got the Enjoy wood up here that is in that enclosure covered up. And then I got the Niji over there, Monport, X-Tool 20 watt, and then the Comgrow 10 watt there. And I also have an Atom Stack, can't remember the model number on it. A friend of mine's got it loaned out. And now I have the Laser Master 3. So the way this works, guys, is when these folks send me an email wanting me to try out something, it's hard for me to turn them down. The only way I turn them down is if they send me a script of what I've got to say, or they try to make me sign some kind of contract saying I won't say any negative. If they send that, then I refuse them. Other than that, guys, I want to be able to use these machines, try these machines out, you know, build the jig kits, because a lot of people have different machines than what I already have. So I can use these machines to incorporate a jig kit for them and just see what's out there, see what's on the market, because there aren't very many folks that will honestly tell you, and I like to be able to say, if you're going to do this, this, and this, or if these are your concerns, then this is the machine that you need. It helps when I can actually put hands on them and use them and see what the strong points and the weak points of the machines are. And like I said, to beat my Comgrow right now, this machine is going to have to really impress me. The open frame, one of the things that I like about the Comgrow is the thin open frame with the high gap between the frame and the workspace makes it awesome for doing my cutting boards, because my cutting boards are anywhere from 3/4 of an inch thick to 1 inch thick, and I don't have to like put legs on it or anything like that. I can just slide it in there. They fit perfect. Don't have to worry about any room. That is one area where the Comgrow Z1 actually outperforms the X-Tool D1 10 watt, because the side rails of that 10 watt are significantly thicker, and so you actually have to put the legs on there to raise it up to be able to put a piece of 3/4 material underneath the frame of the machine. It's not that big of a deal, but to keep from having to pull the machine in and out, the Comgrow, like I said, it just makes it so much easier to do that. And I'll just kind of demonstrate that. I'll get a little block of wood right here and I'll show you on my 20 watt what I'm talking about, and then we'll move over to the Comgrow and I'll show you. All right, guys, this is the big downside to the D1 for doing my charcuterie boards and cutting boards and stuff. When I go to try to engrave one of them, if it's any wider than the chassis or the frame of the X-Tool, then I have the issue of this. It hits the frame. So no matter which way I go with a piece of 3/4 inch material, it hits the frame. And typically when I'm cutting, I don't cut this, so I don't worry about it. I can slide a piece of 4.5 under there, so that's not a big deal. That's why this is my primary. This is my cutting machine, and I don't do a whole lot of charcuterie boards and stuff like that in here. It's just because it's not as convenient as the other machine. But give me just a second. I'll move over and show you why the other machine, to me, excels at doing charcuterie boards and stuff. All right, so this is the Comgrow. This is a Z1, and this is my engraving machine, and I'm going to show you why, guys. I can slide a cutting board all the way from one side of this enclosure to the other, and not only can I slide a cutting board in there. But even if I have an 1.5 inch piece of material, I can go ahead and slide that in there. You have on this machine, and that's where a lot of the other machines kind of lack, in my opinion. On this machine, you've got almost 2 3/4 inches clearance between the rails and the material. So that's why I like having this machine here for doing my charcuterie boards and whatnot, because most of them are going to be anywhere from 18 to maybe 24 inches. And the way I built my enclosure, there is adequate room. Now, you know, sometimes I have to get creative putting them in here because you have to kind of scoot them in, or either I may have to even raise the machine up, slide them underneath it, set the machine back down. But this added height right here helps me out a lot of times when I'm doing certain things. And if you'll notice, the head will go insanely high. And what I was doing the last time I used the machine is I was labeling one of my boxes that I use to put stuff in, and you can actually take this box and turn it sideways and set it in here and still have enough to be able to engrave it and adjust the focus. So that's what right now has got the ComGrow. That's why nobody has been able so far to dethrone the ComGrow from the secondary enclosure. And we'll see. I mean, I'm always subject to upgrade. If I consider an upgrade, I will be swapping it out. All right, guys, like I said, not a whole lot to do tonight. I just want to kind of walk you through the setup and let you know I finally got everything organized in here, got a little bit of my room back. I can actually function. The CO2 is set up, operational. I've got a few little small jobs that I've got to burn tonight, and while those are burning, I'm going to be over here trying to put this new machine together, and there will probably, I'm going to try to have the video out tomorrow for the LM3. If I can get it put together tonight, maybe do a little testing with it, and then tomorrow I'm going to run it through the paces and see what all it's got and give you my preliminary evaluation of it. But for right now, guys, this is my setup, and until somebody dethrones one of these guys, this is the way it's going to be. I keep hearing that my friends at ComGrow are going to come out with a 20 watt. People have been asking me about it. I emailed them, and I got a response that didn't say they weren't, but it didn't give me a deadline, so, or give me an estimated time of arrival. So if you're one of those folks that's been asking about the 20 watt version of the Z1, that's kind of where we're at on that. I don't know. They say it's coming. They say that when they get it ready, that I'll be able to get one and try it out, but right now it's not here. So things are going to stay the way they are unless this guy over here shows me something that I haven't seen so far. I do like the design of this honeycomb. I'm probably more interested in, more piqued my interest by the design of the honeycomb than I am of the machine, but we'll find out tomorrow. Like I said, it's going to be all about the Otor, or Ortor, however you say it. But tonight I just want to give you an update of some changes and everything moved around in here. And I wanted to say thanks to my friend Billy. Billy's one of my subscribers, and he's actually from my neighboring state of Tennessee. And last night when we were downtown at the holiday kickoff, Billy came by and hung out with me. He helped me kind of field a few questions. The event last night kind of clashed with the football playoffs, and so my wife took my daughter and went with her to the football game and got that taken care of, and I had to go do the event, and so I was flying solo, and it was busy. A lot of people with a lot of questions, and then I'm trying to engrave boards and make keychains and engraving pins and all that, and so it was kind of cool that I had somebody there with me that had knowledge about how the lasers work. He helped kind of keep some of the, especially the kids, because you know kids come up to the machine, they see it work, and they start asking questions, and Billy was there to help me and kind of field some of those questions for me, and it saved me a little time and helped make me a little more productive. But the business also, the Clack Shack, has made their first major purchase and got the trailer for the events. I wound up, it's not a really huge trailer, but it is big enough to hold the portable Clack Shack minus the roof. Apparently it costs a lot more money to get a enclosed trailer with a 7-foot roof, and so I wasn't that attached to the the tin roof on the portable clack shack, so I have removed that and got everything in there. All of my extra materials, all the charcuterie boards that I've got made that I keep in tubs, all that stuff is housed in the trailer so that when I get ready to go to an event, hopefully all I got to do is jump in the truck and take off. You know, grab a machine and a laptop. But I appreciate it, guys. If you wanna know more about these machines, any specific machine, like I said, feel free to drop me a comment, send me a message. And if you haven't already, go over to my Facebook page. I'm going to say this again. I do have messaging through my website, and I do try to reply to the comments and stuff on YouTube. But those are terrible as far as notifications and being able to reply. So the best way to get in touch with me, if you want to message me, is to go to my Facebook page, the Clack Shack on Facebook, and you can message me there. And it's a lot easier for me to keep up with the messages and be able to reply. So that's it for tonight, guys. I'm going to try to throw this machine together. My daughter has cooked me some supper, so I'm going to go in there and get a bite to eat, probably go ahead and throw this video out there, and then I'm going to come out here and spend the rest of the night trying to get this, or tour, however that's said, try to get this thing put together and operational. So thanks for coming, as always, guys. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe, give me a thumbs up, whatever you can do to help. The channel is growing more than I had hoped, but we need to keep pushing, guys. So until next time, as always, have a good day and be safe.